Hi y'all. So I know it's been a long time since we've done one of these videos, and we're also obviously not in the yoga room. We're in my bedroom because I decided that there are either people who don't have a yoga mat who still need the benefit of stretches, or there are people who do have a yoga mat but sometimes feel like doing stretches outside of that. So tonight I'm going to give you a routine that you can do in your bedroom, and the good news about that is that you can do it if you are so inclined, like I do, while you're watching TV. And we're also going to use some pillows as props. So from time to time I'm going to rotate so that you can see the poses from both directions, so bear with me. But it's actually pretty short. You can hold any of these poses for as long as you want to. And there are also, for some of them, longer videos already on the channel. So this first pose I'm going to show you, cat cow, you've already seen me done a million times, or maybe 2 times. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it, but I'm going to give you the routine, and then, like I said, hold any of these for as long as you want to. We're really focusing on hips and back tonight. I feel like, at least for me, driving to and from work every day where I'm literally just sitting and the only thing that's happening in my body is my right foot and maybe knee are rotating 45 degrees or less, it sort of does something funky to my hip and I feel uneven. And then I'm at work sitting for most of the day, and that sort of doesn't help either. So lower back, hips, a little bit of legs, but it's really just to sort of loosen up parts that we don't use if we're in a sedentary job and that sort of get stiff pretty easily. So with that, let's start. Like I said, this very first pose is cat cow. You've seen me do this a million times before. And it's just from the side. Your knees are side by side, parallel. Start with your back flat, wrists directly under your shoulders, and on your inhale, you're going to let your back dip down, and on your exhale, round up. So inhale, dip, exhale, arch up. And do this, like I said, as many times as you want to, really focusing on your lower back, not forcing it, but pressing into your hands and really drawing your navel into your spine as you exhale, and then letting your shoulder blades too wash down your back on the inhale. Exhale. Also here, keeping with the hip movements and starting to get our backs loosened up, just move freely. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just sort of rotate your hips, move side to side. So like I said, do that for as long as you want. This next one actually, I'll show you in the front so you can see what my hands are doing. But from the side, this is how it looks. So again, starting from where we were, cat cow, walk your hands out in front of you, and my hands are my fingertips. And I'll tell you what in a minute. And then just sort of sink down. My knees are wide, and I'll show you from the front. The reason I'm saying on my fingertips is because I don't want to dump into my hands energetically. I want to keep it light because the focus isn't here, it's really on my hips. So this is how I was. Knees wide, walk your hands out in front of you, and then I want you to walk your hands to let's start with, it's going to be your left but my right, a 45-degree angle. So you'll see my hips are still here, back is straight, but I'm walking out to a 45-degree angle, and I'm sitting back and stretching through my fingertips. And this stretch you're going to feel right here on your side. You actually play with it a bunch because once you're out here at the 45-degree angle, and again, you're on your left, so take your right hip and sort of shift your right hip towards your left side, and you'll feel an even bigger stretch there. And I want you to mirror me, obviously. So now we're walking our hands through to the right side and sit back. And then take your left hip and push it towards your right side, and you'll feel that really big stretch in your left side. And if you play with it, you can possibly feel it all the way along, just depending on how you tilt your hips over. So that one's that. This next one I'll just show you. I'm going to show you from the front. But from the side, it looks like this. And I want you to keep your back flat until the part where I tell you to rotate, and you'll be moving freely, just like when you were on your hands and knees. So from the front, 2 pillows. Take your first pillow, put it under, take your pillows and put them under your knees, legs wide. Take another pillow and sit on it. You might even do that first. So you're sitting on the edge of one, the other 2, your legs are out straight, and now bring your feet together. You can, I guess, you can do as many pillows as you want. You can also do no pillows if you're flexible enough that you can get your knees down. But it's totally fine for this to put the pillows underneath so that you feel supported and so that you don't feel like, so here's what would happen if you were not as flexible and you didn't use the pillows. You would be spending time trying to force your knees down, and you would try to forward fold, and your body would probably curl up. So I don't even want you to have to think about your legs. I want you to put the pillows underneath. So that from here, you're really grounding down into your pelvis. Your back is straight. And you can actually sit here. This is fine. Or you can start to forward fold. Now again, as you're forward folding, your back should be straight. If you ever feel like you start to curve and hunch your shoulders, stop and back out to the point where your back is going to be straight. So do that. And yeah, normally for me, I'm like, the TV's right in front of me and I'm just watching TV in this pose. So you can just stay here forever. The last 2, I'm going to show you from the side, but just so you have a sense of what I'm doing when I'm sitting up, I'm just literally crossing my legs. And I want you to have them I want you to keep right angles. So this leg is at a right angle here. This leg is going to stay at a right angle. Your knees are approximately aligned just like they are here. Exactly like this, but now we're going to rotate it. So flat back. Put your left ankle on your right knee. And there's that other right angle I told you about. So now just draw all of that into your chest. Go as far as you feel like it. This might be it, honestly. You can just support your leg, either whichever leg you want, or both. But eventually you can another right angle there. Draw your knees into your chest. Again, don't do this. I want you to keep both knees even with each other. And this is stretching right around here. Sit here as long as you want. It's a really good stretch. But then when you're done, put your bottom foot flat on the ground. And then let it fall. Keep your leg here. Let it fall over. And you're getting a stretch along your side here. Sort of the outside of your right hip. And you're using this ankle that's still on top of this bottom knee to keep that leg grounded so that you can really focus on getting a stretch here. If you want a deeper stretch, you can reach that right arm over your head and sort of bend your way towards the bent knee. So when you're switching sides, just put one ankle on the other. Remember to keep everything at right angles, knees parallel, and just draw your knee into your chest. That stretch is so good. Like, it's something about this bottom knee pushing up this foot that you can do hands-free. It just makes it so much easier. And then same thing, put your foot down and then shift to the other side. Like I said, you're stretching the outside of this bottom hip. And stretch again to the side. And come back up. And it's so good. I sometimes just end making circles with my knees. Circles in each direction. It's sort of massaging your lower back. And it's also, honestly, doing a little bit with your abs here. Especially if you do it with no hands. And switch directions. And you can do circles, 2 knees apart. That's really it. I don't know how, the length of that is going to depend on you and what you feel like you want to do. Maybe if you have an hour show, you can get that whole thing in and you'll be stretching for an hour and you won't even notice that you've done it. So write me, tell me how that works, and if you have any issues, and I'll modify for you. See y'all next time.